I like that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reno's Old Time Music Festival, and it gives me great pleasure this week to have as my special guests two of my longtime friends, and I know that you're going to get to know them just like I am. Ladies and gentlemen, the Osborne brothers, Sonny Osborne and Bobby Osborne.
Thank you, Ronnie. It's good to be here.
Welcome.
With you. Sure is.
Welcome. We can cover a ton of stuff today. And
where do you want to start?
Well, let's start back. Let's start back with Boodle Bryant, Felice Bryant. Isn't that a great area?
Well, I'm telling you, they were important to the whole industry for that matter.
But for sure.
By the time I met Boodle, he was singing bass. When I was 14, I worked with Monroe, and Boodle sang bass on a song called "Walking in Jerusalem," just like John. And I met him in the studio.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, and kind of kept close tabs with him, and until I guess 1958, we were recording already. And he wrote a song that we did called "Poor Old Cora," I think, wasn't it, Bobby? Poor Old Cora.
He wrote that. He
wrote another song called "Love He Told Me Goodbye" that we did, which was supposed to have been a big pop hit. Of course, it was. It really was a great big one.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Not with us, it wasn't, of course. But then we remained friends. Bobby and I used to live right around the corner from Boodle, and I'd go over and visit him all the time.
I remember that.
And I went one time and asked him if he had anything, and he said, as I remember this, there's different stories told on this, but as I remembered, he said, I have a song I have about half finished, and I said, well, let me hear it. So he sang Rocky Top, which was at a different timing.
Yeah.
And
he'd wrote a bunch of stuff for the Everly Brothers.
Oh, Everly Brothers and Bye Bye Love and all that stuff, you know, and Wake Up Little Susie, and he was really into that kind of stuff, and so he sang some of this for me, and I said, well, we can double the time on it and sing it. I said, it'd be just another like bluegrass song, but I said, we can do it. And I called Bobby, and Bobby came over and heard it, and he liked it too. And I said, we're going to rehearse in the morning at 10. If you finish it, tonight and bring it over in the morning, we'll run over it a few times and we'll record it that evening, which we did.
Oh, and what a standard, Rocky Top. How many millions of records has Rocky?
I don't have any idea how many it has sold completely. I wish I did know, but I really don't. Of course, there's no way of knowing really the exact count. But
well, it actually changed the whole acoustic and bluegrass industry.
It put it in places and the important thing, it put bluegrass music, real bluegrass music, into places it never had been, or never would have been.
Exactly. Oh, I totally agree. And it had to change a lot of things for the Osborne brothers.
Oh, it did. It bought the farm.
Several farms.
Bought farm.
Several farms. Well, I was fortunate enough to be with playing and singing with you and Bobby.
We were fortunate enough to have you work with us.
Oh, well, thank you, Sonny. It was just what a great time in my life. I was about 19 years of age, and y'all were singing like birds.
We were 21.
Well, 19 to 21, that worked. But I've got to tell a story on Bobby Osborne. Back in them days, we used to we traveled a lot and we had a lot of fun. But I seen Bobby one time. He was singing Ruby, and he hits a high D on Ruby. And one night he was feeling good, and I seen him go up to F. I remember. Do you remember that, Sonny? And it wasn't falsetto either.
No.
Bobby, I've never heard a man hit a note like that. I wish we could have captured that.
Yeah, I wish he could do that now.
He really don't have to do that now. Sonny.
No, I
He
tell
don't
you.
know it, but I still can.
Yeah, that's right. Don't tell him everything.
During one point, through a number of years, probably 14, 15 years, his voice was so strong that it was actually unlimited, you know, to what he could do with it. How far, like when we would do a song, we'd get the song to where that our parts, mine and your part, when you sang with us, and when anybody else sang with us, where our parts were right, and he'd do the other. It didn't matter what key it was in either at that point.
No, I remember Porter Wagner when we were singing. One time we did Porter's show, and Porter came out and said, "Fantastic, the Osborne Brothers." He said, "That's like a pipe organ," and he was talking about the harmonies on that. Explain the harmonies that you were doing, Sonny.
I guess ordinary, like regular bluegrass harmony, you've got the lead part, let's say, that is in the middle, and then the harmony part is on top, and then the lower harmony part, a baritone note, if you call it that. We'll call it lead, tenor, and baritone. Those three parts are like so. Well, when we would if we were to change somebody in the group, that would make our whole thing sound completely different. So we decided that to have Bobby sing all the parts, or all the lead, and put it in a key to where he could sing it. And then we just put, instead of having a part on top of the lead, we put Bobby as the high lead note, and then put the two parts under that. And it really made us sound uniform all the time. We always sound, no matter who worked with us, it always sounded the same.
Totally different too.
And it was a different harmony. I think it wasn't the first time it had ever been used. It was different for bluegrass music, I guess. But Molly O'Day used that kind of harmony. The Maddox Brothers and Rose used that kind of harmony because of the high voice. They used that and then sang the parts.
Well, the Lubens almost used it, but they didn't.
The Lubens used every kind of harmony.
Well, that's true. But they didn't put your middle harmony.
No, they didn't have the third part.
And that's what turned it around. I remember us working up things, going down the road on the bus, and with your voice, you would turn all the harmonies around and go every which way.
And you can, as long as those three parts stay uniform, and you can move them anywhere you want to. That's where people don't really, I don't guess they understand, but if you just keep the parts, all of them in a row like that, you move them any way you want.
Well, we've had a good time, haven't we?
Oh, we've had just an absolute...
Going down the road, I know we used to get into all kinds of predicaments, but they were memories, and I heard somebody say when it's all over, all you have is memories, and make sure they're good ones.
Yeah, that's it. I've known you since you were 17.
Yeah.
Actually, I've known you pretty well since you were about 17 years old.
Exactly.
Which is what?
12 about
years?
5 years. More or less.
No, a long time.
Yes, it
a pretty good time. And in the beginning, you weren't as much, but now, and I knew your father really, really, really well.
I know.
As well as any other musician probably knew him. You'd be surprised how much like him you are. You really, you'd be surprised.
He left a big set of tracks.
Oh, he did. And no one will ever fill them probably, but you'd be surprised how much you are like him.
We could sit here and talk all day long, but I want you and Bobby to go over and get with the boys and sing some for us.
Be glad to.
Once again, Bobby, thank you so much
for
being with us on the Old Time Music Festival.
We
appreciate it.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome the Osborne Brothers.
Throw your rope on another man and pull him down your way. Make him into someone